Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Who's Taking Watch? The Dragon's Might. My name is Brad, and I will be your DM for this arc set in the world of Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time. Who do I got with me?
My name is Zach, and I will be playing Dirk.
My name is Leor, and I'll be playing Victor.
Why?
Wow, yeah.
My name's Michelle, and I'll be playing Tal.
And I'm Marty, and I'm playing Paige.
Now I'm questioning my existence.
We got too good. I had to mix it up.
Yeah, that's true.
It went right over my head.
Yeah, Zach's not messing it up
right.
anymore. Someone has to fill in the
I
gaps.
was gonna say this would have been the first time we got it perfect, because even last time he was like, "I'm playing Dirk today." Not another day.
The day that we get it perfect is the day that I don't want to do it anymore. It's just. So welcome back if you've watched before, and welcome aboard if you're just joining us. For those who don't know, Who's Taking Watch is an anthology D&D actual play show where we all take turns bringing each other along on a journey into some of our favorite worlds of fiction for a little bit of a story that happens outside of the bounds of what is canonically in that narrative, and a story that allows for a bunch of adventuring vagrants to wreak their havoc upon the world. If you want to catch up on our past material, you can catch the rest of our episode backlog at our YouTube channel, right? I mean, if you're watching this, you're in the right place. And if you're not watching this, you're probably listening to it on some sort of podcasting app. For that...
I didn't know where you were going with that. If you're not listening to this, you should be listening to this.
No, because
message.
we've entered a paradox here, Michelle. Which leads me to my next point. Our next episode will be out on our YouTube page next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. And the podcast format will follow that the following day on Wednesday. Everyone feeling good? I feel like we had a good, cool time and no one was in any sort of...
I'm so stressed.
Danger.
My palms are already sweating.
I'm not 2
I
seconds.
Good,
have nothing
good.
left, and that includes HP.
Good.
This is not
Yeah.
I thrive off of your fear. And because I thrive so much, I want to feel more of it. So we're going to go ahead and dive in, turning the page into the next chapter of Who's Taking Watch? The Dragon's Might.
Beep boop. I don't know. I need to calm down. What's wrong with me?
And that's
So, last time we left off, you guys had just entered a wonderful magical library full of secrets and a restricted section which seemed beyond any of your access, but for the fact that Paige pulled out a ring, a great serpent ring that she had not displayed to anyone and was careful to not display to anyone still. Having been granted access to the various sections of the library that you needed, you all did your research into what you thought you needed to know. Leor, you researched more about the ways and about the strange, foul nature that became of them, and the strange whisper and scream of a wind that seems to follow its travelers. Paige, you researched and looked more into the nature of male channelers and the ailments that befall both mind and body for those who have prolonged exposure, and the seemingly ticking clock of their predicament. In Tala, you, after finding the picture book section, did go and find a more pertinent picture book. A book which you wound up leaving with, the three of you, a book called Artifacts of Power, that seems to describe different items that have been either created in the past to accentuate use of the one power, to have just been created stronger with the one power, or strange items that seem tied to the one power but don't require channeling and just have bizarre tertiary effects. While this was happening, Dirk was trying to just get a lay of the land and stake some things out, and while you were casing out Chapstacks, I believe it was, just not quite able to get an angle on who it was that Chapstack was speaking to inside of his establishment, you felt the eerie sensation of being watched, and as it followed you around the city until you eventually made your way back to the Furtive Frog, you caught glimpses of just fleeting glances of green eyes and blonde hair before melting away into a crowd. Tala finally met with her brother, one of many, but perhaps the one in the most important position, Captain Felix Millen, who urged her to abandon her quest of joining the Legion of the Wall. Even though it was all she wanted to do, it seemed that Felix either couldn't stomach any more upset to the status quo that had been so shaken during this war, or was just scarred by the seeming loss of one of the brothers, Samuel, who went missing during a raid. Rushing back to meet up with Dirk, you saw, in various groups of you saw Brodeen, this strange worker who was at the job site with you guys, leaving in a bit of a huff from Furtive Frog, and then going up to speak in private, you caught two tall individuals, these two tall watchers who were trying to spy on you, who had given Dirk an offer of some unseemly work. You managed to capture one of them and interrogate him, and using the wily powers of detect thoughts, just totally friggin' blew up my spot and got him to picture exactly what you needed, revealing that Firebug was none other than Brodeen, and the time was no other than tonight. You rushed out into the evening, dispatching Willis to send a letter to Julian, your other brother, to try and get one meeting in before you departed, and just made it to the wall as chaos began to break loose. Brodeen on the top of scaffolding, setting what seemed to be 3 very powerful charges to detonate right at the wall. Meanwhile, throwing different illuminations at you, confoundingly quickly. However, you gained an upper hand by eliminating one of the combatants, and Tala with unreal speed managed to get to the top of the wall and disable all of these just before they would have gone off, creating unspeakable damage to the wall. Unfortunately, Brodeen did create unspeakable damage to Dirk's chest, fully squarely landing what I like to call in narrative terms a crit with the largest cannon that he had, knocking you seemingly beyond death's door until Paige, channeling openly, saved her friend. Revitalized and infuriated, Dirk and Lior simply went to town, unleashing every bit of power they both collectively had, although seemingly not unseen, for in the aftermath of this fight, with the loud booms, you're seeing alarmed townspeople, shutters slamming, people walking outside, seeing your hammer dripping with blood as you look with fear at what you've done. And Tal quickly rousing the two of you out of your stupors and saying,
We have to go.
Yeah, now.
I'll just reach down and take a remnant of one of the people's pieces of clothing, and I'll just wrap up the hammer's head, trying to soak up some of the blood that would be evident.
sure.
Meanwhile, covered in blood. Just
Yeah. The green cloak is looking a little bit ruddy.
Yeah. I don't think it kind of comes to Lior's mind that he is covering up the hammer doesn't really hide anything.
Tal is actively pulling at people towards Pendrag's piece.
Yes. So, as alarm bells are going off and you can hear different, sounds of mobilizing, gates slamming open that you assume might be some sort of garrison for guard, you are heading to Pendrag's piece, is that correct? So currently you are on, oh god, I'm going mirror image here. You are on the western wall of the city in its pentagonal shape. Pendrag's piece is somewhat in the center on the south side. Are you just trying to hug the wall? Or are you just trying to take the quickest route? Describe to me how you're trying to get to where you need to be.
I think we should be discreet and probably stay off the main streets. I think that's where the gods will be mobilizing through.
I would be dragging people towards hugging the wall, saying, less guards this way. I don't think there's any guards who patrol right along the wall. They'll all be heading for the explosion. Fastest way possible. Let's go.
Sure.
Yeah.
Paige will probably, right before we start running and after she leaves, Leor will go over to Dirk and put a hand on his shoulder and say, "Are you all right, friend?"
Yeah, just crazy fight. I think I almost died. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please, Dirk.
Do I notice
8.
any...
There's like, I don't even want to say a wildness to Dirk's eyes, because I think that would be a little overly descriptive, but like just wide. Most of the time that you see Dirk, like there's a furrowed brow, but right now, like, you could tell that Dirk is in a little bit of shock.
Would I be able to make sense of that? As in, is it adrenaline, or is it something that's a little bit more arcane in nature, or not human, not an emotion, more of a... I want to know if it's madness.
Yeah, you'd probably see if I'm running through that, like, part of my wide-eyedness is, like, I'm alert, I'm on edge, and I'm, like, looking around almost, like, paranoid as we run through. But there's also, like, as we run in, we should be scared. There's also every once in a while, like, a smile.
Yes,
Like,
that's what I'm looking for.
Like, every once in a while, I look around, you'll see me come back, and I'm like, all right. And, like, I'm even though we're running, I'm still quite okay with the scenario.
Okay.
I'll ask you to also make me a wisdom saving throw, actually.
I realize I forgot my dice.
That's
over
an
there.
interesting choice for a D&D game, but I'll allow it.
What am I rolling?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. That's a 15.
That's a 15. You running with the adrenaline coursing in your veins, I think that you have a moment as well when you realize, just looking at everything with like heightened senses, you have a moment where you realize that almost just reflexively as an act of being in danger, you are still holding on to the tether that you have with the one power. You know that it's intoxicating almost. It's hard to let go of. And having seen what Dirk just did, you get a sense too that perhaps some of this alertness, some of this just being shocked back to life might be a similar instance of perhaps holding on.
Okay. All right.
I'll ask you guys, is there anything you are doing to assist yourselves as you travel through the night? I'm not asking if anyone has passed without trace, because I know no one does. But is there anything that you are attempting to do that would like sort of better your sneakery?
As much as possible, I would like to run ahead and peer around, and then when I hold up my hand and then say come when I know the coast is clear.
I'm doing the same thing with my extra movement speed.
Okay.
When we all get together at one point, I'll go, stop a moment. I'm going to go into my bag, and I'm going to take out this round spherical object that I received, and I'm going to go, is this the right way? Are we going to get caught? I'm going to shake the sphere of truth that I received.
Yeah.
This magic 8-ball, and see what answer it gives me.
Great. Roll a d20.
Thank you.
I've slowed to a jog to allow him to do this.
17. Well, you said you were like checking up ahead and then pulling.
Yeah.
So like when we all get together at one point, I'll be like, hey, like, wait.
And what was your question again?
And like, will we get caught like as we travel this direction? And it's a 17.
You come to a fork in the road where it looks like there is like a quick left you could take to save yourselves about 5 minutes, and you shake it, and it says, you're going the right way when you look at it, and the right way is the long way, but you do take the advice and go right just as you see a squad of like 7 or 8 guards dart by the other way.
Excellent, thank you. And I'll put it away and go, we're going the right way.
taking off.
Okay.
So happy we have that answer. Perfect.
I also just love that both of you are like, I'm going to run ahead and check. And you're like, I too am going to run ahead and check. And you're like, I am also going to run ahead and check. So no one's running ahead and checking.
Are you running ahead to check?
No, just whenever you were running ahead, whenever you would call us to group up together.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a real Scooby-Doo hiding in a doorway situation.
Wait right here.
I would probably whisper at Leor at some point. Do you have something that you can do about the blood?
What?
You're covered. Paige, help him.
I don't have anything to mop it up with. We can...
Where's your water skin? I just emptied mine.
Sure, I will take out my water skin and soak his fur, and maybe this is a bad idea. We'll get to the inn, we'll pick up the things, and we'll use a sheet there, perhaps. While we're running, I start to realize, are we passing the coat shop?
The what?
The coat shop.
Do you want to?
Yes, I want to,
if it involves
but...
a deviation from our path of following the wall to the south and then cutting directly to Pendrag's Piece, I would stop him.
Roll a luck check for me then. Because I don't think I said exactly where that was.
Perfect, that's a 4.
No. Unfortunately. Believe me, I want nothing more than for you to go shopping right now. That's what I want, as I'm worried about, vocally worried about the pacing of this arc, is for you guys to go to a clothing store.
nearly froze last time. I'd see this happening again. All right, let's go.
I'm taking off.
Okay, so then I'm going to ask all you guys to roll me a group stealth check.
Yeah, sure.
Paige, why are you crying?
You wouldn't understand. You're so furry.
About the man we murdered.
I super
Kind
don't
of.
have anything. Can I?
That's good.
Can I?
I need my dice. They're in the bottom in the bottom right. They should be in there.
We have nothing to make us less
Give me a
conspicuous.
Sorry, what was that, Michelle?
I'm asking my compatriots. We have nothing that makes us less conspicuous.
No, we are very conspicuous.
No, we have a coat. Oh no, we don't. Never mind.
I do not believe that we do.
Okay.
Paige.
I will.
First things first, Paige, roll me an Arcana check. Sorry,
Use
you
the metal.
Don't have your dice yet.
If you taint my metal dice.
12.
12? Nah.
I would. It's a long shot.
Listen, Michelle, I love, if anything else, I love hearing your long shots. Hit me.
It's using a quarterstaff as a javelin long shot.
Okay. But this time you're aware of it, so I'm
Yeah.
loving this.
I was fully aware of it last time too. I was just really hoping it would work.
Okay, sure.
I have slow fall as a reaction.
What do you?
Okay.
We're running.
Yeah, I know.
All right, hit me, Naruto.
If I see someone tripping and falling, about to make too much noise, whatever have you, would I be able to use my slow fall ability to kind of slow their fall to make it quieter? I'm trying.
So did we get
But
caught?
everyone else said I got nothing, so I'm trying.
Now roll stealth with disadvantage.
Oh my god.
You can say no.
No.
So we make it to Pendrag's Piece.
Oh god.
In that case, I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
17.
17?
14.
10.
10. Okay. All in all, that's quite a good check. And it was assisted by you describing how you were being smart and how you were putting fortune into the action. And as you run further towards the south, you hear the bells still. Certainly, they're like loud gongs from like some sort of... I don't even know if this world has cathedrals, but you know, loud gongs that are huge tubular bells ringing, but they're dimmer and dimmer as you get to Pendrag's Piece, and you're somewhat assisted by the fact that Pendrag's Piece is seemingly still a bit of a shunned location. But you guys do make it to Pendrag's Piece, and you throw open the door. And inside, maybe the most alarming thing you've seen tonight, there are like 2 patrons grabbing a drink. And Stav just looks over at you guys and goes, "Oh, hi. How is everybody doing?"
Hi.
Evening, gentlemen.
Bye.
Yeah.
Run upstairs.
Oh, Joe's gonna want to see you. Okay. You guys bolt upstairs, grab your things, and come back down. And on your way, running back down, you do see coming out of like a back storeroom with a bandage over a diagonal on his face is John, the owner of this inn, who looks at you and goes, oh, hold on just a second.
Glad you're back. We got rid of the curse. Have a good life. And
So I've heard. Thank you for. I haven't had customers in a long time. And
Hope to see you again. Goodbye.
Yeah,
thank you for what you've done for me, and I miss my eye still, but it's okay.
As I'm shutting the door and putting it, thank you for the sheet. Goodbye. I just
as-
grabbed a bed sheet.
So
Folio.
as, when we go upstairs, I imagine when we grabbed our stuff, I would have taken a sec to look at Lior. Who are you just covered in blood, or
Yeah.
like what's the sitch? What's the sitch here?
You tell me. I straight up
I feel like Lior
smashed
isn't
a
like
person to bits.
he isn't drenched to like totally drenched. It's not up around your face, but because when you hit that last hammer slam, it did sort of like cause a little bit to detonate. It did like dramatically spray up at you. So your chest and the front of your cloak is red and no longer dripping because of the cold run through, but is like frozen red almost.
Hence the sheet.
Do you have a second cloak? He has a sheet. She has a sheet. Do you like? Can you change your shirt?
Yes, and I'll go get another work shirt out of my bag.
Do I have time to get my... Never mind.
No. She said metagaming.
From here, you guys have a run to... From here in the city, this is roughly where the Sharpshear is. These are the walls.
Okay.
The Jehennah Palace is in the middle of your run if you take the most direct route.
I don't think we should go near the Jehennah Palace. I think because it's to the west and we're going north, I think we should cut diagonally to the east and hug the wall.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure. Group stealth check again. And I'll describe to you all the shops that we haven't seen yet.
We've fully made the 45... Like, we've come around 3/4.
You were on the west.
Yeah.
You came down south.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be
22.
Bloody coach.
22.
So
6.
No, I got
Six.
this. I got this. This is good. This is
Oh, there you go. Did you roll a 6?
23.
22, 23,
Seven.
6, 7. That's such like a perfect average. Hold on. Do the mathematics.
I imagine I'm still doing the same thing
29.
14.
with
Like
the
14 and
with
a
the
half.
going and the checking and the coming back and the
Yep.
and the using slow fall. No.
No. You can like throw your body in between. Like if you see someone other than Lior tripping, you probably think better of it when you see Lior stumbling. But you can just like throw your body in between. But I don't think that's slow fall.
Can you use slow fall to get my coat in some...
No.
Okay, good. That's what I...
No, that's like going up to a bar and saying like I cast fireball, but you just produce a bottle of liquor.
I fully agree with your decision.
Okay. You guys. Thank you. You guys didn't quite do as well sneakily. You're getting a little bit tired. You are still like running around a city, and you're trying to make good time because as even as you're going through and having to stop and sort of like act a little bit normal when people are in the area, the streets are more and more crowded, and you're hearing more and more shouts and just ducking around alleys to try and avoid guards. It's not like you guys can really hide yourselves too well because you do have Lior among you.
Could I, as we're running through, would I be able to be using prestidigitation to draw attention away in case we make too much noise as we are entering an alley, for instance? Could I go snap and then either a bench breaks or a piece of wood cracks or something that would draw it away?
Yes, I'll say that you did that because I already did make my roll. You guys,
Of course, no, sorry.
you guys didn't do as well last time. It was just under the threshold where I needed to roll, but fortunately, I'm the one who's rolling, so it was a 5. But you do manage, and the couple times that you think that there might be something close by, you see Paige almost like hucks up a little bit of energy and just sort of channeling what you were seeing from Brodeen, just like. And there's a little bit of a delayed blast, and then clattering of like rock against rock at the corner of the other side of the alley, and you go make your way around. You guys just make your way to the street where the sharp shear is.
I start immediately looking for Julian.
You don't see Julian right now.
Before we go in, Leo,
Yes.
was that the first time you've killed someone?
Yes.
Okay. Are we ready? I'm going to quickly go and just kind of enter the sharp shear quickly as I just tell him to like hold on a second.
Yep.
I'll kind of slip through.
You walk in, and like pacing back and forth is Halden, who the moment you open the door, he's like, "Was that you? Are they here?
Yes, it's bad. We need to go now.
I can't get you out here now. I can hide you out here till early morning before dawn, but I can't. I don't have arrangements for you to leave until the dawn."
It's not safe here anymore.
Dirk, do you want to get out of here or not?
Yes.
I need you to trust me.
Can I make an insight check?
You can absolutely make an insight check.
I'm gonna use the special dice. This fancy looking at that. Oh yes, the rolls are killing me. 12.
12 seems to be frazzled, but trying to. He told you this morning he could get you out by tomorrow morning. Seems like what he's prepared for.
Okay. I'll bring the rest of them in.
Yeah, now, get that. Are they in the street? Oh my, get them in.
I'll open the door.
I can't go in until I see Julian.
Now I'll watch from the windows.
I'll wait by the window. We'll watch.
I'll step inside. I'll step just inside. Are there coverings over the windows or beside the windows?
They're like shuttered.
Shuttered? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll step inside so I'm not in front of a window, and I'm going to pull out a clean pair of Wait, do I have anything on me? No, because I didn't bleed around anybody. I'm fine.
Yeah, no, I think you hit one time.
I got hit one time.
Yeah. How close were you to Lior at the end? Were you still on the pedestal, or were you down on the ground?
I was down on the ground.
You probably got sprayed.
All right, so in that case, I'll step off to the side, and I just start stripping off my bloody clothes. And for the first time, you guys see that I have a band wrapped around my chest, keeping my breasts flat. And so I strip down to my underwear, and I pull out my clean clothes.
How?
And I...
Yeah.
There's no time for niceties.
Who's your friend? You're this young lady.
Don't look.
I'm not looking. Are you looking?
No.
Everyone grow up! As I'm toweling off Leo with the sheet.
Yours.
I'm just getting pampered. Just in a comatose.
No. I'll see you go at him with the sheet, and I'll stop you and say, no, we can wrap that around him like a cloak, and I'll like pass you my somewhat soiled clothes and say, wipe him down with this.
I don't think these are gonna be. I'll try. Then I'll use the soiled clothes.
He actually is going to try, and Holland's like,
Bloody
can I? I'm looking at the ground, and
I'm fine.
Yeah, he only opens his eyes when he like looks at the ground and sees a pant leg. Okay, you guys can't be in the front here.
Let's go.
I have to wait for my brother.
What is your brother?
Beg your pardon?
What is your brother? Is the words I said. What is your brother?
He's a human.
That's a weird thing to say.
You said what?
That's kind of like, no offense.
A guard.
No offense. It's
What
really the
happened?
standard.
He thought I was his father.
Whoa.
He's
Kid.
he's a soldier at the Jehennah Palace, but he's coming here to meet me.
Okay, I can keep an eye out for him, but like,
He's supposed to be. I sent a message to meet outside of Chapstack's.
okay, I can keep an eye out, but you get in the forge. Like, no one should be out here. If anyone comes calling, you have to hide the best you can.
Let's go. And I'll start urging people to the back, then put a hand on your back and kind of push you along.
And as you guys are getting hustled in, Aelin, Halden's wife, comes out and she goes, "Halden, what is this?" He goes, "Honey, we're getting them out tomorrow. We just need them to lay low." She looks, she goes, "Dirk, what did you do?"
It's just for a day. I'm not even. And to be honest, we didn't even do anything. They were gonna blow up the wall.
We had to stop them.
She looks at Halden, and Halden says, "Some of the children are chasing Dirk." She goes, "You hide too. They know what you look like. I look different. She goes, okay, I'm manning the front. He's like, but I need to stay and look for Julian. She's like, who's Julian?
Julian's my brother.
Okay, what is your brother?
He's a human.
Narrowed it down. Perfect. I'll keep an eye out. But
He's a soldier from the Jehennah Palace.
Okay. Palace Guard or Legion?
Legion.
Okay, perfect. She looks at Halden, she's like, you get in the back. And she, okay. But she very much does hustle him out, because if it's the children that are looking, he looks immediately recognizable versus it was hard to recognize Aelin.
As we get shuffled in, I look at Halden and say, I want to be her when I grow up.
You have to eat about 5 dozen eggs.
Every morning to help me get large?
Large as a barge, for sure. But just like quiet for a second, and there's muffled ding, 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 sounds of running. The dings eventually fade, but you guys have this moment, panting, finally able to sit down for a brief spell in the back room of Halden's forge.
Speaking of brief spell, I would like to use prestidigitation to get as much blood out of everyone's clothes and fur as possible. I will try it on Lior first, and then I will try it on Dirk, and slowly work my way through the group.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And you could very much do that. And you see, like, when you start doing this, Halden right away goes like, whoa, I don't want any trouble. Dirk, what is...
I'm gonna shush him in his head.
Shh, it's all right.
No,
That's so much worse.
yes, I'm sorry, Halden. She
get it
does
out.
that. Stop, don't do that.
Smirk.
She does things and is part of the reason we're running, but she's one of the good ones.
Okay. Wow, Dirk, geez, you have come a long way.
Sometimes life forces your hand.
Understood. Sorry, I don't want to exclude you. It's just, where we might have come from, probably it would have burned you at a stake or something.
Exactly. So we should not
We've
bring up.
grown. We've done the work.
He died 30 minutes ago, and she's the reason he's alive.
What?
Yeah, there was a lot of explosions at the wall.
Kiddo. I mean, that does explain your chest.
Yeah, yes, it's in a lot of pain right now, so I apologize.
Looks tender.
But thanks to Paige and channeling, I was able to come back.
I do what I can for my best friend.
Roll a deception check.
Like even Dirk gives her a weird look.
From inside his coma, Lior is offended.
15.
He looks at you and goes, wow, you really have come a long way, Dirk.
Didn't even recognize the growth.
Swear jar.
No. I didn't even see it, but I'm going to watch it back, and I'm going to find you. Lior,
fingers, man.
what's going on in your memory palace right now?
In Lior,
Yes.
he's just thinking back to the elders telling him that Ogier, they don't meddle in human affairs, that they shouldn't mix, that they can come to the steading and they're welcome to the steading, but we Ogier, we don't get involved. And so he's just kind of sitting there and still swaying a little bit and just muttering under his breath, mumbling, just, perhaps they were right. No, we have to help. But look at what we do when we do. And just kind of torn.
Just in a real kind of sorry state right now.
If I may, seeing Lior like this, I'm not going to interrupt Lior's inner monologue, but what Tal would like to do is kind of pull up a stool and take out a comb and super slowly just brush a little bit of the hair on your head. And if you don't react negatively, we'll keep going. And I know that Paige prestidigitationed the blood out of us, but I imagine it feels like it's there. And so I'll just start combing it out.
Yeah.
And I'll start telling just a child's tale about Ogier that I heard growing up. Just be like, there's my mama told me that, and start the story, and not do anything other than that to interrupt the what's going on. Not looking for any back and forth, just brushing and talking low.
This is a weird ask, but can you make a medicine check?
Sure. I feel like
You realize
Use the metal
Leo's
die for this
brain
one?
has been transplanted.
ugh, not good. 10.
10. I mean, you don't pull too hard on the hair, and you don't necessarily like rouse Leor, but you do feel maybe not like the tension doesn't go out, but maybe the flight response is starting to feel less. Leor is always very composed in his movements, but like he's sitting here and like for the first time you've ever seen is like twitchy. And so still super tense, but taking a few more deep breaths now and just being still.
If you mind.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
Look at Tal for a moment, and the eyes will kind of focus, because so far they've kind of been unfocused. They said that Ogier and humans should not, that Ogier should not meddle in the affairs of humans. I always thought that strange. Now, we Ogier have so much wisdom to bring, and yet we confine ourselves in our steadings. And at first I thought that it was because you humans, in your haste and your ambition, well, that you're dangerous. And I thought we were doing you a disservice by not actively involving ourselves. But maybe the truth of the matter is that we are dangerous. That we're the monsters.
I stand as one of many of the people that you saved tonight. When the dark gets too dark and the horrors whisper in your ears, you have a light to set against it. Every life that you saved tonight is a light. Don't forget.
Thank you, Tal. And I'll just kind of slump, just so that he's gently resting against you as you brush his hair.
After about an hour of this time, first of all, you guys can all take a short rest, if you so desire.
I do desire.
I thought you might.
Take it.
Ooh, that nearly
That
went
was
out.
wild.
Right around the rim.
Yeah. It's like you were trying to hit every single corner.
Ooh, that brought me exactly back.
You'll love to see it.
Not a single HP wasted.
I actually do love that because I feel like if I'm like down 9 hit points and I roll
get
like an 11, I'm like, what? This should be too temporary. Like,
I love that we both said 11 at the same time.
yes.
That's just the one that made sense.
Yeah. Oh my
I'm
god.
so sorry, Paige.
How again? That's so crazy. I've never seen someone roll so bad for anything HP related.
This is a rough. All right.
Crazy. I'm so sorry.
It's not you. But
I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
After about an hour of waiting, there is you hear a voice go, young man, lady,
Man.
Matt, at the same time as Halden goes, lady, and you say man, you hear Alien's voice go, all right, I think you've got a visitor. You probably want to make it quick. And running back into the forge is Julian. who just turns around and looks and sees like the state that you're all in, and just walks up and goes, "Tala, what happened? Oh my God, are you okay?" And runs over and goes to give you a hug.
I give him a really big hug, and in his ear, I'll whisper, "We stopped it. We stopped the explosion."
I mean, clearly a little bit of an explosion, but yeah, no, we saw the undetonated. It would have been awful. That would have been weeks. We couldn't devote the time to fixing that. Thank you.
Sammy.
You see he deflates a little bit. I mean, Sammy was like the best one out of all of us. They didn't give Sammy the desk job that they gave Felix because Sammy was just too good in the field.
I'm going to go find him.
Tala.
I'm going to go find him with or without your help. Better you help me. What was the name of the village?
Promise you won't do anything stupid.
I promise.
Your fingers are crossed in your eyes every time you do it. I can see it.
I pull my hands out from behind my back.
And he does the same thing. Like, you guys, like, very much were, like, grew up as scoundrels together on the farm. He goes, "It's called Moorburn. It's a tiny village. God. About 2 days west of here on the Bourne. Heading up north, following the River Bourne, it sort of takes a northwestern route out of here.
Does it sit on the river?
It's visible from the river, yeah. Yeah, you could see it from the river. Last our intel said, it was totally emptied. After the fight that happened there, if it sounded like it was a pretty destructive one, like there was not a lot left, but that's the last that anyone saw of Sammy.
Do we know where the Dragon's people retreated to? Or what
North.
direction?
North.
Retreated.
We know that they're north. They're, God, maybe 10 miles, 10 leagues, and he looks over to where Lior is in the corner, east of the steading to the north. What's it? Oh God, I can't remember the name of it. It's
Jingsu?
Jinsun. Yeah.
Can you say that again? It's what direction?
It's north.
It's north of the steading?
North. It's hard to say because we can't get too close without risking everyone going, but we just know that once you get to the end of the Bourne where Jinsun is, and you walk to Jinsun rather, it's somewhere close by there. Close enough anyway.
We can ask the Ogier with your help, Lior.
I'm sure they'd be happy to help.
Okay, we have the where. How long ago?
A couple months.
A couple months. And Mama still doesn't know.
Felix didn't want to write until we had certain information, and then
Felix was wrong.
I think when enough time passes, Felix just worries that it's been too much time already and it sort of just folds in on itself.
I know.
You have to understand,
I can see
It
the
was
change
bad.
in him better than
it
anybody.
was bad in there, but he's been asked to do a lot. And I get a front row seat.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
And I especially don't doubt it because Felix is not often wrong.
No. Unfortunately, he's usually right. So please be careful.
Of course. I'm not going alone.
He looks at you guys, looks at somewhat dainty-looking woman who he has no reason to suspect would do anything else. He looks at a Ogier in shock, and he looks at... You're probably making a joke with Halden or something, and your chest piece of your armor is just like... And he goes, listen, it looked pretty bad there, so I'm not going to ask too many questions because I've been hearing some crazy stories about what happened at the Western Wall, but it looks like you guys are somewhat capable, so...
Paige leans forward. What stories?
Not the time,
No,
Paige.
probably not the time for that.
I have...
He looks like nervously, he's like, oh, nothing I would want to repeat out loud.
That's exactly it.
Paige, stop messing with my brother.
I didn't do anything. I just asked him a question.
I'm the only one allowed to bug him. I have
Right.
one really important question.
Okay.
How much did Sammy know about the army's movements? The future movements. Plans. Ideas.
About...
About our
Ours?
armies.
Quite a bit. Sammy was one of the best skirmishers we had.
I think he's still alive. I think they're taking information from him.
I haven't really quite figured out how to bring it up to Felix, because I feel like
Don't.
he doesn't want to admit it, but I thought the same thing. There's no other way they could figure out all of our movements so well.
I'll get him out.
If you get him out, you will be easily one of my top 5 brothers.
There's 7 of us, Julian.
I mean, you could be top 7. Do you want to be top 7? Top 5. It's got a nice ring to it.
Toby doesn't count, obviously.
No, absolutely. Toby doesn't count.
Which one's above me then, Cyrus or Otto?
I don't think you want to know the answer.
Top 4.
Maybe. If you bring Sammy back, I'll consider top 3.
If I bring Sammy back, there's no way Felix can turn me away from the Legion.
Probably not, because then you would be better than the whole army combined, so... Hey, everyone wins!
I'm gonna get him. You watch.
And he just goes and hugs you. And you get a sense, like, watching this dynamic, like, Julian is technically Tal's older brother. And Julian has a military position in the nation's capital during war, is a respected member of the Legion of the Wall. But you immediately pick up on a dynamic that goes back to when you were kids. That goes back to when you two were messing around and you broke one of the walls of the chicken coop and a bunch of chickens came flying out and you took the fall. Even though it was both of you who did it. Because you just have this stubborn streak in you that lets adversity like that melt off your back. And you all sort of get the sense immediately that, like, this is the protector out of the two. Tal is the one who looks out for Julian. And in this moment, you know, it's not even like the bro hug over the top. He really just does go, like, on an even plane and wrap his arms around Tala, and you can't see because Tala's back is guarding it, but Leor, in your silent state, you do see Julian blinking away a couple tears really quickly. He goes, well, and does like a really exaggerated, mocking facsimile of you. He goes, at ease, soldier.
Okay, but there was a general in the room.
Yeah, none of us actually salute. None of us do that.
I've never been in the army. Get out of here before they miss you.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. They always miss me. Scampers off. And as he's about to leave the door, just gets grabbed by the cuff by Aelin. Goes, wait till I clear the street. He goes, right. She's like, you make military decisions? He's like, not really. I'm just in the room. She watches the door and shoos him out.
As he leaves, Tala will kind of like wipe a tear from her cheek and say, super quietly, I miss you too.
Yeah. And he goes off into the night to run and figure out another thing that, you know, sort of the two of you used to get up to a lot. The two of you hang out, and you have to figure out between the two of you, how are we going to spin this so we don't get in trouble as he runs off into the night. Now, you guys have some time to kill because Halden is in the back and he's telling you, okay, so I have a friend by the docks who has a ship that you guys can take and get out of here. The ice should be pretty broken up, so I think you'll be good to go. But it's suicide to sail at night, so you need to wait until dawn to get to the ship right for sunrise.
Would we have an idea how much time that would be until dawn?
Not enough time to get a long rest.
Not enough time to go and get your...
Not. That was exactly. Nothing. Perfect. No long rest.
Do you want my jacket?
You could tell me if you want to do anything.
I was debating, trying to feel if I had enough energy to channel again, but I think it prudent to save that for a more calm time.
Sure.
Holden.
Yes. Immediately, like, straightens up from what he was doing, sort of like in the corner, like, sort of sulking like he was in timeout, but straightens up once you speak.
When we came here, you asked Dirk how you could help us.
Yep.
I think now we would need that help. Not just to get out, but to survive what comes ahead. Could you help him? And I'll point to Dirk's shattered chainmail.
Oh, yeah, that looks like it probably won't do too much good, and like kind of hits a dangling chain that falls off. He goes, let me see what I got. I'll try and be quiet. And clank, 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 clank. But he goes, do you want just more of the same, or?
I mean,
Something
kind of seeing where Leor's getting at.
Quieter.
If you had something, I don't know, that was... I'm just looking at my decks. No, that doesn't even with a 12. It doesn't matter if it's heavy or just something with a little more, oomph. That clearly didn't stand up to anything.
Breastplate?
I think I was wearing chain, so I'm looking for splint or breast, but breast is quite expensive. I don't know why I'm shortening this armor type.
Getting some breast is quite
It is quite expensive.
In this economy?
Sometimes takes a lifetime. And commitment.
Wow.
Paige says nothing.
Roll me a d20, if you don't mind.
Oh, can Leo roll it instead?
No, you don't want me to do that. So not if it's a persuasion check.
9.
9. 2 seconds. I don't know that I believe you, Zachary.
No, I'm with you.
I don't know that that's true.
I don't even believe me.
I think you've done a lie to me. He does come out. He doesn't have any like splint, anything huge, but he does come out. He goes, here, hopefully this would at least stay in one piece. And the legs of your armor and sort of like the skirting of it is totally fine. It's just the chest that was destroyed, and you've shrugged off the chains that he goes, well, we can melt that down for something later. But he comes back out. He goes, hopefully this is fitted right. I mean, it's just stock. I can't really fit it to you, but it does come out and give you a breastplate.
Oh my god. And I put it on. Oh. I mean, I'll make this work, Halden. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for all of this. I just came to your house and, I mean, it's been a while.
It's been a while, but hey, what's family for? If not to help each other escape cults? No, that does feel like a crazy sentence.
Yeah.
That does feel like a crazy
Maybe
sentence.
somehow I can pay you back for all of this. I mean, I don't know how, but
I mean, Dirk, if all this blows over and you get out on the other side and you don't have a hot trail on you, I'd love for you to come by and just have a beer with your old Uncle Halden.
I do drink now.
Yeah, wow, oh my gosh, broke edge and everything? Incredible. He's truly not one of the children of the light anymore.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta go talk to that Ogier over there.
Yeah, for sure.
He killed someone today. It was his first time.
Oh, don't stop telling me literally
Sorry,
anything. Stop telling me literally anything. You said it was his first time, and it really makes me worry about you. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it.
Very fair. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll just turn back and then go back to Leor.
Horrifying.
In that time, would I have been able to talk with Leor for a second? Leor, what do you believe the Ogier are to the humans, to us?
I'll be honest, I'm not sure. I think to the young Ogier, you humans, we think of you like younger siblings, full of mischief and energy. Perhaps the older ones, I don't believe jaded is the right word. Perhaps more careful. But as to what you see us, well, I thought perhaps friends. But a lot of people I met on the road seem to convince me otherwise.
I think friends isn't far. I think those who know see you as a friend. I think those who've been fortunate to read and to learn see you as a bit more. In an age come to pass. I know that the Ogier offered sanctuary to those who needed it in the past. They offered protection without judgment. I think what you did tonight was protecting. I think at the time, no one really understood. I'm not even sure if I understood, but it made sense. And I think tonight, even though it might not make sense, I believe that what you did has greatly, greatly impacted in a positive way everyone in the city. I would will that you never think that what you did tonight goes against what you, a proud Ogier, stands for.
I appreciate the kind words, Paige. But what the Ogier of old did, the male channelers, they risked themselves to seal away the Dark One. They protected the world. Us sheltering them was simply a repayment of debt. A debt owed. And even though many of them accepted that gift for only a time, Well, it doesn't feel the same as to what transpired tonight. I hear Tal, and perhaps the life of many was saved, the light of the Creator continuing to shine in the world. But I extinguished one light, even if it was a dim one. And to extinguish a light, well, the shadow grows.
I'm sorry you cannot see. That by extinguishing this light, you have preserved others. And I am sorry you cannot see that in the same way that debt was felt to be repaid, this city owes you a great one. Would you like to tell me a story? What did you find in the library?
Yeah, I've nearly forgot. It was about the ways. The ways, Dirk. You were not there when I spoke of them. The ways, they're a method to travel, something the male channelers gifted to us Ogier in return for our sheltering them after the breaking. It allows us to cover great distances in short periods of time. It helps us see part of the world.
The hell are we walking for?
Well, we are told no longer to use them, and from what I gather in the library, it mentions a corruption that lives there. It doesn't live there, it's part of it. And so they are not safe. They seem to drive those who use them to madness. At least those are the accounts of those who still managed to escape. Many more were lost in them.
Is this a beast that can be driven out?
Not to my knowledge. It is yet another gift of the Dark One, just as he tainted the one power for male channelers. Well, their use of it to create these ways, there's something wrong with them. Something of a wind that brings madness with it.
The madness, the maddening wind.
You know the name of it.
Machin Shin, the Black Wind.
Ma Chin Chin, the black wind.
A torrent of voices that break whatever it comes across. Paige, you must promise me that you will not go in there.
An interesting story indeed.
Paige.
I have no interest in going mad, I can assure you.
Well, that is what I found. You said you did not manage to find anything of note?
I didn't manage to find anything that we could take out. However, the information that I did come across about male channelers, such as the dragon, the false dragon, or anyone claiming to be the dragon, is that their longevity is never a sure thing. I read that their lives can, when the symptoms are apparent of the madness, their lives can last between 5 or 6 months later to years. I believe Logain is on his 2nd or 3rd year, which is rare. There was not much more that I could find. No way to slow it down. No way to stop it. There wasn't much in that book.
A loud knock comes at the door of the Sharp Shear, and Halden, listening in on this conversation and looking over at you and going, "Are you guys chasing the false dragon? Kid, you can't get yourself into all the... With me.
Jump in the lava oven pit.
Yeah, he's like trying to find places for all of you to hide, and he's like, and he just like takes Lior and positions you behind
Tetris style.
behind
the forge.
behind like the big like bellows almost like the one big crucible there, and there's still a space on the top, but he just like takes a helm and sticks it on the top so you can't see your face anymore.
I was gonna say, like, just get dressed in like a full body armor suit, just pretend I'm a statue, like Scooby Doo it.
And in the front desk, we're closed. Aelin taking steps closer. Can I help you?
You can do that, Brad.
This is on purpose. I don't want you to hear what I'm saying. And you hear the door creak open a little bit. And she goes, "Yes, I'm aware of what's been going on in our city. Can I help you with anything?" And everyone make me a perception check.
I found one.
Dirty 20.
I mean, that's a choice.
12.
14.
21.
21. The two of you here, it's a little bit, it's still windy, it's still a cold, windy day, so a little bit of is lost, but the two of you do still hear a voice that says, "Yes, terrible business that's been going on in our city." And she goes, "Our city? By the sounds of your accents, you're not from here." They go, No, but we just are concerned, and we've been tasked with trying to locate certain individuals. Can you tell me, would you have seen any group, perhaps with the Ogier, that has been traveling the city?" You just hear, "No? Why would an Ogier come by here?" "Oh, no, we're just doing our due diligence. You don't mind if we ask you questions?" She goes, "Well, I mind. I'm trying to put my kids to bed." And you hear a lower voice say, "We've just got some important questions to ask." And at this point that you hear the second voice kick in, it strikes you as why it's familiar. It's the two white cloaks that you first met in the Inn of the Dancing Goose in Samara. And she goes,
Child
Luke.
Yeah.
Child Luke and other.
We only know Child Luke.
Yeah, I forgot to give it a name. His name's Marat. That probably would have happened. But you do hear Child Luke and Child Marat at the doors. And she goes, "You'll understand if I am hesitant to let strangers by my home with my children, given what these outsiders have purportedly come in and done to our city. Now, I haven't seen these people, and I wish you a good evening and good luck with finding them, because we don't want any more trouble in our city. So, best of luck." "Oh, yes, of course. Have a wonderful night. Madam, sir?" She goes, "Yeah, good night." Slams the door in their face. And she waits, walks away, and then creeps back to the door. Is listening at the door. And comes back and looks at Halden peeking out of the back room, goes, So we both know 100% where they're from, right? And Holden goes, yeah, I know where they're from. She's like, he brought them to our doorstep.
Didn't mean
Halden.
to.
You better pray that they don't find you here. Because if they find you here, I'm going to kill you first.
That's fair. I'm sure you could actually do it.
Yeah. Sheer force of will alone.
I'm sorry. But thank you.
Yeah. It's what family does. Protects each other from escaping cults.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so good to be with family again. I made a new family, but like another family.
Well, I hope you get acquainted with them more because, like, I feel it would be, great to see you under better circumstances. But this has been a fraught couple of days, so.
Very fair.
Yeah.
A lot of dots are connecting for Paige listening to this conversation.
It's weird that you said that out loud.
In the third person.
Like,
So
dots
we-
are connecting for all of us. We managed to keep it to ourselves, Paige.
Holden's like, I'm pretty sure that's just called thinking.
I tried to communicate that telepathically. I don't know what went wrong. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, what?
What time is it? I think we need to leave.
Leor's just there. He called us family.
I meant friends.
Lior's there in his coma, just still behind the helm.
Father.
My dad, Dirk. Hours pass. Halden eventually does like scurry upstairs and grabs like some snacks and stuff. He goes, you kids are going to be hungry on the road. Can I make you some sandwiches or something? And you see that he is like nervously scarfing a giant pastrami sandwich while you guys are like packing your things away. He goes, okay. In about an hour we'll head out and we'll head to the docks. No one's really going to be there, which is why it's a good time to go. And I've got my guy at the north gate who will let us out. Let you out, rather. The gate is where I leave you.
Do you know which direction the boat's gonna go?
I mean, I would assume with the river.
North?
Yeah, down the Bourne. West.
Okay.
We'll get there. We'll swim if we have to.
You take it as long as you need, and from what I understand, it's not exactly a ship that's in great condition, so if you have to leave it somewhere, I won't be too mad about it.
Are we sailing the ship?
I can't send you out with a crew right now to head out. Who do you think I would pay to go up to the direction of the Dragon's army?
I don't know how to sail a ship.
Well, you're gonna have to figure it out.
Never been on water.
Do you know how to sail a ship?
A little bit. We didn't have much water there.
Paige?
I love the sea. No idea how to sail.
What's the name of the boat?
It's called the Silvertip.
Ah, perfect. Once you know the name of a boat, you know how it works.
Not true.
I remember reading that in a book somewhere.
Right.
Yeah,
To become acquainted to it.
100%. And then I think the next line was follow the light, whatever you do. It was one of the indoctrination books. Do you guys have any last preparations you would like to make before you exit out into the night once more?
I'm going to take the... This hurts me, Halden, but I think you might need it more than we do. This is a good way to sense if what you're doing is the right thing, and I'm going to take out the sphere of truth. Before you make any great decisions, consult the sphere of truth.
Leor's just like, why?
No.
This
We forgot to visit Chapstack. He's going to hunt us down. That
No, you have a debt with Chapstack too?
Also, please... yeah, I do.
buy
That's...
like 1,000 knickknacks for us. Here, I'm going to give him.
No, he can never know that I was connected to you.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh God, you can't
Wait,
come back.
hold on. I actually can't give this to you.
Dirk, you can't come back here. When he takes it out, can I have both of you make me an Arcana check?
Me?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Or history, if you want, Tal.
History makes more sense.
Why? No, I have one left.
16.
I can do it.
16.
Yeah.
It's an 11.
You just are a little bit tired and looking at like this weird symbolic exchange of like a real kitschy gift. You with the 16 look at it and think of, I think, how specific the inscription was when he was rolling it in the street. I think that's the first time that you saw it being used. And you also have a weird thought of, I've seen a picture of something like this before.
Yes.
That object's touched with the one power. It's in the book. Where's the book?
I don't want any part of it.
No,
I
don't
want
say
you.
things
What are you
like
trying
that
to give
out
me?
loud,
What are you
Tal.
trying to give me, Dirk?
I'm so sorry.
God.
The book.
You know how afraid I am of the one power?
Of course, we don't talk about that here.
I
Tal.
thought you left the white cloaks.
That doesn't mean I'm not afraid of the one power. A lot of people are.
All right, here you go. One second.
So I'll like flip through the book until I find the picture. This one. I can't.
Oh my
it's
God,
got
that
a
is the
lot-
same.
It's got a lot of big words, but the picture is the same.
What does it say? Let me read it.
Are you a... What's the book called?
Artifacts of
The Artifacts of Power.
Are you an artifact of power?
power. Roll a d20.
11.
With an 11, what pops up says uncertain.
Nah, I don't think it...
You look over at the page that that Tal has opened the book to, and you see that it is under a heading of a section at the top that is written Terre Angriel.
Oh, this is very interesting. Leo, do you know what a Terre Angriel is?
No, not much.
I do. We're on camera. No, I don't.
That's gonna be in the behind the scenes post talk video. No, I do not. The one power not being effective in steadings, we don't go out of our way to study it. Care to illuminate us?
Is there a description that I can follow, or should I just go off what I know?
Of a Terre Angriel, I think that you would know that, much like Tala had figured out that there are some items that help to channel the one power, some items that are just, like, made by it and stronger than usual, like swords and different weapons. Terre Angriel are weird because they don't need you to be a channeler to use them or particularly skilled at anything to use them. They just have strange functions that vary wildly among each other. And there's somewhat of an unpredictability of like what one might do, and it takes a little bit of time and like study with one, and you see Tal, you are like painstakingly reading through this section on Tarangri, and you see that if you spend a little bit of time studying what they do and trying to figure out the effects, you can probably use it a bit more predictably.
I would probably read that section out loud slowly with Tal, just to...
Yeah.
Do we have time, or are we on
No,
the way
we
out?
gotta go. We
No,
gotta go.
right.
And I don't want anything to do with that in my
Tell
shop.
no. Send an anonymous message to Chapstack if you could that we have been waylaid, but will be returning to fulfill our debt.
Look, I'm gonna just simply on a note say, I'm just gonna write, send the knickknacks to Steading Shangloon, and I'm gonna put all my gold that I have left. And I'm just, how much do I have? I have 6 gold left.
Okay.
Put five. You don't know who you're gonna have to bribe on the way?
I much prefer to bribe Chapstack.
I think 5 gold is.
It was quite
You
scary.
did not meet
You did not
Chapstick.
meet
Leora just grabs your shirt and goes, "You weren't there."
Alright, let's go.
All right, I'll put 5.
He goes, "How am I going to deliver this to him anonymously? Do you have any good messengers I can hire?"
Get the little one.
The
Or little Willie.
He already knows.
little Willie. But
Willis.
okay. Because I was gonna say, when she was changing, I saw that there wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, Willis.
I'm not delivering any messages. And my name's Tal.
Right, Tal.
Willis.
Did you say?
Okay,
Do you know Willis?
I'll find Willis.
No, Shang-Lun.
Shanglun. Okay.
It's a distinctive name. I feel like I could find a Willis.
If you ask at the Furtive Frog,
Willis at the Frog. Got it. I'll make sure he gets it. Now, come
he's
on.
like 6.
Horrifying. I thought he was 9.
Michelle knows he's 9. Tala thinks he's 6.
He goes, "Okay, now we need to head out."
I'll take the blanket and the sheet and fashion it as a cloak around Leora with like trying to like fashion a hood out of it before like.
Is it just a white sheet?
Yeah, I was about to say, no, it looks like a white cloak.
Never mind.
It's snowing.
I was trying to give some form of hider, but you're huge.
She's huge.
I mean, Paige did a decent job of cleaning me up. I'll take my chances.
We should peek out and see if the Children of the Light are waiting for us.
You peek out, and Aelin is still posted up, like bags under her eyes. She hasn't slept either, and she stands up and goes, "It's time." Okay. Halden, you get back here, or I'll find your dead body and kill you. He goes, "Yeah, I've heard that a lot, Aelin. Thank you. I know
Do
it's
you
a
need
sign
to
of...
come with us?
Yeah, otherwise they're not going to let you through the gate. I'm take you as far as the gate, and that's it." He goes, "It's going to be rough light. Is that going to be an issue? There's not really any light in the streets right now."
No.
Okay.
Can lead the way.
Yeah, that's true. You'll be fine. As you head out, as you're passing, Aelin just like grabs you by the shoulder. Can you make a charisma check for me?
That's upside down. 12.
She looks at you, and just like really, really low. I mean, be at peace, Dirk. And you see like a look of clear understanding. She's been in the front room trying to figure out the stories she's heard from what happened in the street tonight, the desperation with which you've been fleeing, and the dogged determination of your pursuers. And you see clearly in this moment that she looks you in the eyes, you get a little bit squirrely, and she figures it out.
I won't be coming back. But thank you.
I thought so. I won't tell Halden.
Thanks. I really didn't mean for any of this to happen.
She tears up when you say that. She says, "I didn't think you did, kid."
All right, well, before we get seen, we don't need to be.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Get out. You've endangered
You
my
have too many
family.
muscles for this. Let's
yeah,
go.
I'm too strong to cry.
As we go, I'd like to stick my hand out to her and be like, if I don't die, and if they don't accept me at the Legion, I would love to learn from you.
Oh my goodness. And she like almost like crushes your hand. She goes, "Really, really respect women in non-traditional positions in society. 100%. You come back here anytime."
Awesome. Bye.
Bye. And out into the night. As you guys travel northward, I need everyone to make me a stealth check with advantage, as it is cold, windy, and dark. Okay. Good thing for advantage.
Oh yes. Oh no. Oh no.
Good thing for advantage.
25.
25.
22.
22.
12.
12.
15.
16.
Oh.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Honestly, checks out. 12. Yeah, like, you're huge.
I'm not clanking anymore.
You
Oh,
guys...
it's true.
You guys just.
Did you roll with advantage?
No, there's no disadvantage.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
have
but we all
disadvantage.
rolled with advantage.
Yeah, so I rolled with it.
Yeah.
You guys make your way northward. You hear like a faint, and you turn and you see just a figure standing in the doorway of Chapstacks. A short figure, maybe about 5'4", just looking.
I see him in the darkness. I'll whisper just under my breath in case you can hear me. You'll get your money.
The wind carries it, and it gets to his ears, and you just see, impossibly, light doesn't work this way. You just see like a dark silhouette, and then just teeth. Cheshire Cat. And you guys march your way northward, making it to the northern gate of the city of Jehennah, where a single guard is posted. With more, what you had seen on your way in was a single guard inside and several guards on the outside of the wall. A single guard posted who goes, "Stop, it's far too late to..." Yes, important shipping business, I understand." And Halden slips a pouch into his hand. He goes, "Yeah, I have to return a favor." And he goes, I'm the one returning a favor to you, Halden." And he goes, "Come on, I'm trying to be suave." And he goes, "Okay." And he opens up the gates, and you guys see that it is a short walk. Rather, you see there's a short walk with a path ahead of you, and you see just at the very edge of that path, you could start to see wooden beams that would indicate like a dock of some sort. And Halden says like, "Okay, get out of here," and looks at you and goes, "Kid, I haven't felt this alive since my first escape."
I gotta tell you, me neither. And I'll go in and give him a hug. And if I don't know how big he is or how tall, but I'll lift him up if I can, even if he's 5'7". Just kind of give him that a big hug.
Yeah. He's actually quite a bit taller than you, but you still are
Uncle
a strong person, and you do lift him and then go.
Oh, not as strong as I thought I was.
No, you never did hit the weights too much. You were very much a finesse kid.
Yeah, well, I win the races.
That's what matters. Hey, hope the feet don't fail you this time.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. I got that beer saved for you, all right?
Excellent. And as soon as I leave, my face will just go deadpan, and I'll just start walking towards the dock.
Yeah, and you guys see, you sort of turn around to watch this exchange, and you see Dirk going, and then he claps him on the shoulder. He goes, "Yeah, next time." And he turns to face you guys and just walks past you, and you see Halden wave and then run off back into the night. You guys walk down the path to an empty wharf.
Is there snow on the ground?
There is a little bit, but it looks like they kind of clear this area. It hasn't snowed too much tonight. Whatever snow there is kind of just been blowing pellets of snow.
Okay, so there's no tracks or anything that we can...
Make a survival check.
Okay. That's a 10.
Yeah, you feel like you try and sweep any sort of pockets of snow that you might be walking into away, or guide everyone around them. But you...
No, sorry, it's to know if there's anyone who went down this recently.
Okay. You don't see any footprints?
No.
Okay.
I would like to hide our tracks.
Then make a survival check.
That's not what I was...
The survival expert of the group.
17.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
You feel like you conceal your goings with a high level of skill. As you guys make your way down the dock, it's pretty sparse. There's a couple of really slow-looking barges that you're looking for names on and can't quite see. And Lior, you're looking, but even before you end up seeing them, Dirk's telling you, "No, that's not that one. No, that's the silver fish. That's not the silver tip." And you walk to the end of the dock, and you see a boat that has seen better days. A boat about 50 feet long, 20 feet wide or so, with a couple of small sails, and you quickly see where it got its name, as there is where the hull meets at the prow of the boat. You nailed it. You see quickly that the prow is coated in a metal, dull and scraped, but a metal tip, presumably to break up some of the choppier sections of ice in winter months, and you see a faded, kind of ugly script on it that says the Silver Tip.
My kind of boat.
As light is starting to, you guys have like sort of dim light to work with now, as you see this boat.
Let's get the heck out of here.
Tell me what to do, Captain.
Absolutely. So I think you pull that rope. I'm just gonna turn this thing over here.
I will immediately pull the rope.
You see right away that they're doing things and going, why isn't it moving? It's still attached to the dock.
That's right. I probably know the things that don't involve
Yeah.
potentially navigating, but I'll untie the rope. I'll throw it over. I'll if there's any snow on the deck, I'll try and sweep it away. I'll do all the preparatory work.
Yeah.
Never touching a rope. And never touching a rope, that is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Leo does not understand how this works, and once you remove the rope, you're just gonna be the last one on and start to push it from the dock.
No, Leo, get on the boat.
You need to be on the boat, Leo.
As you guys are prepping for this moment, Leor, and you're standing there thinking about starting to push, masked by the howling wind behind you, are a set of footsteps that you hear, and you hear. Excuse me, Harbor Master, we just need to see your credentials.
Am I nearby?
Yeah. It's not a huge boat. You would probably be, I think, coiling up that rope. You would be close by to the dock itself.
They're saying that to me?
Yes.
So we're pushing
Do
this boat.
we all hear?
Yeah.
You guys roll me luck checks because I think you specifically were doing something that was right there.
A luck is 120.
Okay, you're on the other side of the ship.
8.
You don't quite hear, but the two of you hear this immediately and turn around, and there's like two heavily bundled up figures.
Can I, before turning around, can I just, my best impersonation of Dirk, just be like, just like, not now.
Make a performance check.
No!
I think you have disadvantage because of your exhaustion.
Oh my god, that's even worse!
It is even worse.
No, it was better. It was a nat 20.
Oh.
It's a 8.
It's an 8. You do, but you go a little bit too low, trying to do a Dirk grumble because you already speak low, and you accidentally let loose a. And you hear the voice that had been going, "Excuse me, we need to see your credentials." Drop an accent and go, I think there's no need for pretending. We've got him! And you turn around, you hear we've got him, and you turn around and you see hoods flipping back are Child Luke and Child Marat, who immediately go to try and restrain you. I need you to roll initiative real quick. This is a snap thing for just...
I wanted to run and talk, so I know that I'm not right there, but I was going to be approaching.
The only interaction was...
It said, excuse me, for credentials, right?
Yes, he said credentials, but then he said, and as you were winding up the rope and making your way there wasn't really time to get there.
That makes sense.
13.
13. Okay, one of them is going to try and make a grapple check against you.
Oh no.
Okay. But you have disadvantage.
Disadvantage, because I'm exhausted, because I raged.
Oh my goodness.
It's, so it's a 12.
Goes and Luke, the shorter, stockier one, goes to grab onto you and you're exhausted, but you could tell that it's late at night and so is he, because you are able to just fling him off and into Child Marat.
Poor
as no, I'm happy about this. as they stumble to the deck, but they turn around and they go, they're escaping! And you all hear this at this point. Tal, I think you're up in probably the crow's nest, if I have any indication of your usual.
110%.
It's not a tall crow's nest.
If I'd known there was a crow's nest, I would have actively out loud said, "Tell's in the crow's nest."
Yes. You're 100% in the crow's nest. And you see and look down, and Lior is wrestling off these two figures and trying to, like, get set to push off and jump on. And you look and you see these figures look back and go, "Stop them, they're getting away." And you look at the end of the dock, and just walking in through the snow is a figure who walks very, presentorily, not a care in the world, low speed, walks and pulls back a cloak and looks up and goes, "Ah, Tala, what an interesting coincidence running into you here. Remember me, it's Ron from the other night."
Oh, no.
And looks over to where
Does he call me Tal or Tala?
he calls you Tala. And
I think I said my name was Tala.
to Brodeen. Or
Oh, you're right. I did say
someone.
it to Brodeen. It wasn't Ron at
So
all.
he's calling me Tala.
He's calling you Tala.
Oh no.
And he goes and looks over at the rest of you, and just, like, very, very, very casually takes out a longbow and looks over. I think you finally, like, lean over the deck and you look into a pair of green eyes on top of blonde hair, very smoothly parted back, who just looks at you and unslings his bow and goes, "It's been a long time since we practiced.
Oh.
Come on, brother."
Take my sword out and just yell like, "You're not real, you're not here."
Seems like it's going pretty bad for you. Unfortunately for you, I'm very real.
I was too polite to say it before, but man, it looks like you slicked back your hair with manure.
Oh no.
I can take that.
Absolutely, you can take that, as well as you take the sheep that you sleep with.
Leo, get on the boat.
Yeah. You're gonna pay for that one.
I pay for lots of things, but you pay for all of the sleeping that you do.
Tal, stop it.
Can I start to push the...
You can absolutely
Yeah.
start to push the boat as he knocks back an arrow and goes,
But you only sleep with your mother.
fully ignoring you, and he goes, "I've always been waiting for a family reunion."
And I'm gonna shout out, like, just kneel, and just force, like, as I shout it out and echo it, like, I just want him to stop. And, like, the wind picks up behind the sails, and like a large cloak, my cloak billows, and, like, the words just echo throughout the harbor. And I'm going to channel command.
Yes!
And I need him to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
I have a really low DC.
What's that?
He goes, "I've always wanted a family reunion," and you hit him with,
Kneel!
and, he just looks at you, and you have a flashback to growing up with Larry. Growing up and you just getting so mad because you could beat him with normal techniques all the time, and he would pull some underhanded thing that just wasn't right, and you knew that you had to yield to it, and just wouldn't listen to reason. And right now you need him to listen to you. And just with shock in his eyes, at first thinking you've resorted to the same pathetic, "It's not fair," he sees that you currently have the power to make things fair, and he falls to a knee, and just, you see him yell back to his left on the shore and just go, "Mobilize!" And I need everyone to roll initiative. Oh. And we're going to take a quick 2-minute break while I set up a map that I made that's too big for the table. See you in a jiff.
Get out of here. We need to leave right now.
So, where we currently see ourselves is you guys are all aboard the ship here, the Silvertip. It doesn't look that good. That's just the only souvenir boat that I had in my room. You have the
My room.
Yes. Sometimes you go on a vacation when you're a kid and you hold on to a souvenir forever, thinking, "Why am I doing this?" This is why. The white ship is representative of Child Marat and Child Luke, who are down there, and the black ship is representative of Ron, who you know by a different name, Larry Talon. What is everyone's initiative?
Did I roll and forget about it?
25.
Nope, I left it right.
25, okay.
12 for Dirk.
6.
9.
9?
9.
Okay, and I need one person to roll for the ship, actually.
Not me. I roll terribly.
Do I get to add my initiative?
No, you
So
don't.
-2.
It's
Nine.
-2.
7.
7, okay. So I think 12 is actually second up. That was you, Dirk?
That was me.
12 was second up.
Okay.
Doesn't bode well.
It's not good.
9?
By the creator. Yes.
Okay.
7 for the boat.
Boat is... what's your dex modifier?
My modifier is 2.
Okay, perfect. Boat second to last, and Lior. Excellent. So, as this begins and things begin to pop off, and you start to hear shouts off to somewhere west along the bank, Tal, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to launch a dart.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure how far that is, or what the range of a dart is.
So
Just to understand what's-
yes. So the range of this is each square is 10 by 10.
Okay.
So that is the range we are roughly working with right now.
Okay.
So just double your usual distance.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean that the Ron is like 10 feet tall. It's just I gotta do something.
This is Ronald.
So like this from the boat is like 60 feet, I think, because it's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
So I would be 60 feet from Ron?
Roughly 60 feet from Ron. Yes.
All right, because that's the exact outer edge of my dart.
Okay. The extended range.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can make an attack with disadvantage.
Yeah. 21.
21, I believe, will hit. Let me just double check. Excuse me. Excuse me very much. Why is it ordered that way? I want it ordered the other way. Yes, that will hit.
Okay. My martial adept maneuvers. Am I allowed to tag them onto a ranged attack, or is it only
What's the
Melee.
maneuver?
distracting strike?
I don't think so.
Wait, what's that?
So
Martial adept.
add superiority die to the superiority die to next attack roll against the target, not you, has advantage if the attack is made before the start of your next turn.
I think you can do it on range attacks. Tinto was built around that. Was disarming people with.
Oh, that's
with range
right, eh?
attacks. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah. All right.
Nothing there that said it.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to add a distracting strike to that.
Okay.
So that's going to be my D4 damage plus the D6 for my martial adept.
Okay.
And he's going to have disadvantage on attacking anyone who's not me.
Okay.
So smart.
Awesome.
It's unreal.
9 points of damage,
9 points of damage. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna-
He'll take it.
and I'm going to throw another one.
Okay, sure.
15. That's not going to hit.
15 will not hit.
Okay. I will. Does Dirk travel with a bow? No way.
No.
Neither do you.
I think Paige has a heavy crossbow.
I believe it's a magical longbow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's an artifact. Sorry.
So I know that you travel with a crossbow, and I also know that you can attack range. I don't know what Dirk can do because
Which
he's,
I'm totally
yeah,
kidding.
no,
She
sorry.
doesn't
No,
have a
I don't
crossbow.
have it.
No, you don't have.
No, she has a
okay.
sling. She has a
Absolutely
sling.
not.
I'm being patient.
Facetious.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but she's seen you channel, so she know that you can do things at range. So I'll kind of from the crow's nest, I'll kind of call down to Lior, because I've never seen Lior fight distance. I'll call down and say, Lior, can you take the steering wheel?
I'll do my best.
Okay, that's your turn.
That is my turn.
Excellent.
That's my turn.
That's going to bring us to Dirk.
Is Lior on the boat?
Dirk, roll a d20 for me.
$15.
Crazy. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Do your turn.
Do we know what people are? Just I have no idea what the.
Is he on the boat?
Would you
Yeah.
have jumped on at the last second?
If I would have had that possibility,
You would have had the
100%.
time. Yeah. Because of how long the talking back.
When
and
I
forth was
saw Tal
Yeah.
taunting him, that would have been like,
Yeah.
oh, time to go.
You're
She's-
certainly on the boat. You're near the dock. You as well are near the dock. You,
Yeah, I'm probably like still in the middle of the boat, but like
Sure.
looking forward
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So I'll run to the side of the boat where Lior is, and I'll go, Lior, I need you to steer. I'll try to take some of the incoming arrows, and I'll just hold it there, and I'll yell out, Larry, stop. We've helped this city. You don't need to chase us. We're done. We're leaving. That's all I'm gonna do for my turn. My action will be to dodge.
okay, absolutely.
Can I have ducked
Yeah, certainly.
in the crow's nest?
Certainly, yeah, you get like half cover, 3/4 cover. Yeah. And next up on his turn is Larry, who with the kneel action, I guess, is just
Takes his turn to.
yeah. We're gonna go with grovel.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Or halt. But down there, he's fully able to talk with you, and he goes, "You think I care about this city, Dirk? I care about hunting out the dark. I've waited a long time for this. Can I wait a little bit longer?" As he's trying to stand up, and he looks back and yells, "Mobilize on the western bank!" In this really like hissy voice, like it really is much of a There's not a loud projection; it's just a cutting voice. After that, it's going to come to Paige.
Okay. Who's where? I know that you're on the crow's nest. You're on the ship with your thing up.
Roughly in the center of the ship, moving towards the
Decide
the
where
helm,
where
where
people
he'll be,
come
yeah.
up. Yeah.
And both of us are actually on the ship.
Yes, you're both actually on the ship. You're both actually kind of like right next to each other, and I'd like you to make an Arcana check for me real quick.
Yeah.
Bradley, my intention is to be kind of to the side where anybody would have to kind of climb up to get onto the ship if they were to climb up.
So
that I'm
towards the
kind-
back.
yeah.
For sure. 4. Okay. Go ahead. Do your turn.
You sounded like my cat.
It's a weird ass noise your cat makes.
On the boat's turn, it cannot hold actions, is what I'm guessing.
The boat does not have the wherewithal to hold an action.
Just checking. All right, good to know. I just noticed that we need crew to do things, and now I know kind of what to do. All right, I am going to run to the control helm. I'm going to say, "No, Leo, forget the wheel. Get in the."
Chopper.
Man the oars?
Do we know what direction the wind is facing?
You actually have a favorable wind right now.
We have a favorable wind?
Yes.
Leo, I need you at that sail. Pull it when I say yay.
Learned this on the farm, did you?
You stole my line for later.
Sorry.
I took a holiday once. And I am going to use my action to contribute to the boat's movement. I'm going to be a crew.
Okay, so you're going to be at the helm.
I'm going to be at the helm.
Okay, excellent. That is going to be your turn?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, you don't really see much of anything except for maybe Dirk. You see because, you still have better sight than the rest of them in this dim morning light, but also because you're fine-tuned to this specific movement. And along the ice banks on the southern bank of the River Bourne, you see a group stand up, spin, and launch a volley of arrows towards the boat.
Could I say one last thing? Could I shout to Tal to get to the ballista?
You can.
Good.
Are you gonna shout it? We're all waiting
Tal!
for it.
I wasn't sure. And you, Tal, the ballista, please. And I'm going to point to one of the ballista turrets.
As they pop up and a group of 6 archers take shots at the boat.
It's a lot of. What's the 15 AC?
I'm gonna roll 3 attacks because it's very swingy to just roll 1.
Can you roll the? Okay, that's fair. Can you roll the first one so I see what kind of modifier it has? I just want to hear the number you hit.
Just want to hear the number I hit?
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. What's the number?
25.
Oh my god. Well, that's gonna hit. But the next arrow I see, if you are gonna allow me,
So that's 2 arrows.
You rolled a 19.
I'm gonna use my protection, and as a reaction, use my shield to give disadvantage to an attack from a creature, and I'll use it to protect the ship.
That's so stupid. I love it. Okay, so 2 arrows strike the ship.
His is stupid and you love it, but mine is stupid and not, like...
I mean, we also love it. Just it cannot
We just
happen.
love it in a completely different
You're
way.
not wrong. It's just his mechanically, I think, technically is true.
Totally. I like it.
The second one is a 13 to hit,
Oh, thank the Lord Jesus.
which
Good.
I believe misses the
misses.
ship.
'cause
And the last 2 arrows are a 17 to hit.
Gosh,
So that's going to be
that's not good.
4 hits with longbows. Again, to avoid being too swingy, I'll roll 2d8 and double it because I just simply don't have time. 2 sevens. So the boat takes 28 points of
Sorry, I
hull,
didn't mean to yell into the
That
microphone.
was more than a quarter of its health.
28 points of hull damage. The boat is rickety. It's like, again, its total health reflects maybe not its total perfect form, but its current now form. But you see, Dirk is able to ward off some of them, but his shield only covers so much, and these arrows stick into the side, thunking into and splintering part of the wood.
Question really
Yes.
quickly. So it says on its turn the keelboat can take 2 actions, choosing from the options below. It can take only 1 action if it has only 1 crew. So does 1 crew at whatever Paige is doing, and then 1 crew if I go to the fire ballista, does that count as 2 crews that can then use movement twice in a row? Or does it have to use 1 move, 1 fire ballista if that's where the 2 crew members are?
I don't think you could necessarily give it 2 move actions, unless there were people manning the oars. You know, like
Yeah.
if there were people manning the oars separately, and then someone making sure that you're steering the right way for the sails, then you could get oars and that. But I don't think you could necessarily get both of them immediately.
Cool. So
Right now we're moving 80 feet or 70 feet because we're doing the helm.
Not even. No.
Hold on.
we need to
He's got it.
The helm is moving up to speed of 1 ship's
Yeah,
movement
and you guys
component.
are making a turn.
We're going to use the sails, but we have -5 feet, but we have the wind, so it's 35 feet, and then we can use the action of movement, so we get 70 feet and a turn.
Hold on, you guys didn't take any damage because there is a damage threshold on the ship, and with the modifier, I didn't quite make it. I have to roll really good to make it.
What?
The arrows bounce. There's a damage threshold on each individual hit to the ship,
okay.
and so it didn't quite make it.
Okay.
So the arrows bounced off. You guys.
So say for example the damage threshold is 5. If they rolled a 7, it would take 2 points of damage.
I think if you roll a 7, it takes 7, but if you roll under 5, it doesn't take anything. It bounces
Okay.
off.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
That's what
So
I'm
we can
gonna
actually
say.
get 80
Yes.
feet.
So you guys just see these arrows bounce off, and you hear them go, "Light the torch!" And you start to see light emerge as archers dip their arrows in for a second round. That is going to be the end of the White Cloak's turn. Marat and Luke just untangle themselves and stand up. Now it is the boat's turn.
You said we can do 80 feet in 1 turn?
Yes,
If you use control
can.
helm, you move up to the speed of one of the ship's movements with a 90-degree turn, so you could point us this way, I think is the way we need to go. And then
And
you
because you're just getting started, the turn
sails.
the turn is like the basically
Yeah.
first round movement
Yeah.
because you're getting yourself started. The sails catch.
So that we don't need a crew for the sails to catch.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say
Okay, got it. Okay. All right.
And we're sailing with the wind, so we're moving 40 feet
40
by
feet.
sails.
So-
Yeah. So how
so-
are we
Twice.
moving?
So if we,
What,
so
but
that's
no,
right.
but he said the first movement is actually turning it around for this first one.
you
So
guys
we
can
only
move 80
40.
feet.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
80 feet.
I'll take it.
Good job, Brad.
All right, we're gonna move.
Because I thought he just said that
Nope.
one of the movements was
No, just to
Turning.
make it the
Okay.
same,
I'm gonna 1. I'm gonna
So
turn it.
that's 10.
Yeah. Oh, and it's 90 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it.
2,
20,
3,
30.
4, and a movement with a 90-degree turn. 4,
Yep.
5,
6, 7, 8. As you start
That's
to
a
sail up.
slow boat.
Yeah, man. Oh man, it's fully. Shout out to the Outer Banks. You can probably see that on the map. Great vacation spot. But as you guys really, really painstakingly, as like some real creaking and almost a snapping of one of the beams that's holding the sails is starting to bend, and you just like slam a fist into it and keep it straight as the wind catches in this cold morning, and you start to make your way down river. Lior, it is your turn. If you have anything you would like to get to.
Lior would follow the orders of the captain and would go to the sails and use his strength to try and direct them as best he can to allow the wind to catch them maximally.
Absolutely. You're just holding the sails sort of in place as you move forward. That takes us back to Tala.
I was told to take the ballista.
You can use your turn to use the ballista.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
So I will scramble. I'll do like almost a half fall using my slow fall. I'll do like a half tumble, but catching myself to get down as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and you do have to use the slow fall for a second because it's while the ship is turning and you realize, oh no, I'm going to hit the water, but then you and weirdly use like slow yourself down in space to land on the railing and run along to the ballista.
Very cool. So I will go to the ballista.
Yeah.
I will aim the ballista at the group of people shooting at us.
Totally.
And I'll aim for the middle of them.
Okay. Absolutely.
But like kind of aim just a little bit behind them. I don't want to kill anyone. I kind of just want to explode them, like, I don't know, into the water or back or non-lethal damage. Can I do that with a ballista?
No.
All right. I guess we're killing people now.
If the one thing you
turned a
wanted
new
to
leaf.
do, you don't know if there's water under it, but if you hit the ice underneath them and it is river underneath them, then they would presumably fall in. That's the one thing that you could try and do
And freeze to death in the murky below.
I believe in their ability to swim. Okay, I'll aim for just the center of them.
Okay. And it is like a long
what do I
ratcheted
add?
crossbow, like one of those. It's not necessarily a cannon.
+6.
Yeah.
Those are secrets, yes?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Nice. 3D10.
So roll 3d10.
Would you like one?
10, yes, please. And 10. That's a 10, right? 18, 19, 20.
Oh my god. What?
Pow.
Bodies go flying.
Thank you.
20, you say?
Yeah.
That can't be right. Hold on a second.
3d10?
No, the thing I looked up.
Okay.
Um,
Does this mean I shoot it twice?
no. It takes
there's
a
two of
long,
them.
like,
There's two of
like it would take another turn to load it.
Oh, there's
There's
two.
two.
There's just brackets two. So there's two ballistas.
This boat actually only has one ballista.
Oh, okay. Oh,
This-
So what's the two?
that's
don't
what he was
know.
talking about.
Okay, cool. We'll just scratch it out. Then.
I don't know, yeah.
Cool.
But there's only one ballista on this boat. This is a trade vessel that maybe sometimes needs to defend itself, and this sometime is currently. You rolled what for damage?
20.
20. You see.
I rolled a 10, an 8, and a 2.
You see it land straight in the middle of like the group, and one of them doesn't get out of the way, and it just like fully tears through him. It's a giant bolt about this wide. Just goes straight through him and hits into the leg of another one who is lame and on the ground, and there are 4 left. But this ballista took out a chunk of the opposition.
Tal will yell out, "Go home!"
And you hear a voice go, "Our home is wherever the light is." Another voice goes, "Shut up, Lyle."
There's a lot more light to the far, far south.
I know, that's where we live. We're trying to bring the light north, you know? A little bit of spring break energy. That's so stupid.
All right. I'll try to take somewhat cover behind the ballista or the edge of the ship or whatever.
Sure, and you crouch down behind the ballista. Amazing.
And that is my turn.
Awesome. Dirk, anything you would like to do?
Seeing as I'm not going to be very effective, I'm actually just a little bit stunned. I just yelled out to stop, and my brother gave me an answer I was kind of expecting, but it still hurt my feelings a lot. I'm gonna yell out, "We need to move faster!" And I'm gonna run to the oars, and I'm gonna man one of the oars and wait for someone to hopefully get on the other one.
Yeah. Make me a perception check if you don't mind.
I do mind. It's a 12.
A 12. You start to see that there is like an ice blockage in front of you.
Oh, watch out, Paige. There's an iceberg. Though I don't think ice has ever sunk in a ship before. We're okay.
Where should I go?
Straight for it.
Getting up
Let's do
off
it.
of the ground. Getting up off of the ground, you hear, "Can't escape quite so easily, brother!" And goes to take a shot with a longbow at you with disadvantage
Good.
because of that thing. Is there like a duration on that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, in all fairness, it's
one,
if the
right?
attack is made before the start of my next turn, which just happened. So not disadvantage anymore.
Not disadvantage anymore? Okay. Okay, so it is just a straight shot then at you. It's a natural one.
Good.
So it fully like doink, and just falls directly in front of him. And he just rages in his eyes, picks it up, and fires again. Same
I was
arrow.
always the better brother.
He goes, "Better brother would know that you need 2 oars to not spin in circles," and unleashes once again. Another natural one. Oh, I have ascended
Yeah.
to my final form.
I feel like Tao, in the spirit of just continuing to call out insults to try to distract him from Dirk, would say, "Middleborough's not even place, and Ron's a stupid name, and so's Larry, and so's your face."
He goes,
Full little sister.
looks back, and any of like the smooth like ronness is gone, and just like cold and wide eyes that even you can see from here, as the voice, like weirdly, it's like so reedy that it almost gets like carried with the wind towards you, and he just goes, "The children do not stand for insults against the light, no less the questioners. We'll bring you into."
I figure I can't respond because I figure that was my interaction. So.
Yeah, 100%. Just staring daggers at you.
His whisper carries 80 feet all the way to the boat.
Paige,
Yes,
make me an Arcana check.
it's gonna work this time. That's a 13.
So last time was a 12.
I think last time it was like a 4.
Last time was a 4. With a 13, you know that there are ways that are unfamiliar ways of channeling, but that still harness some of the 5 weaves that can be manipulated to accomplish different means. Mechanically, there are possibilities of ways that you can, in theory, improvise and add a effective channeling that is outside of like your spell list.
So just forcing the one power into something.
Correct. It is a risk because it's an untrained weave for you. So it does come a risk that it does nothing and still takes your energy, but there is a possibility. You know that.
All right. I'm going to gauge how far we have to go. Oh, we're risking impact. Would I be able to focus the one power to try and fissure the ice on the eastern bank? Or I would like rather to the fissure that's already there, want to widen it.
Middle.
There, right there. Yeah. If I can push the ice blocks, dislodge them.
You're like a bit out of range right now,
Okay.
but you can, in theory, prep something for that.
We have one person on the sails, one person on the oars. Oof. There's a piece of ice right in front of us. Let's see what the silver tip is made of. I am going to say, hold steady, and I'm going to walk towards the front of the boat and start to pull my hands, and the wind will pick up, and frost will start to appear on the side of my face as I start to channel, waiting for an opportunity to try and split the ice.
Subtly?
No.
As
Front of the children.
as cries from the bank of the shore start coming up of like, Tavalon witch, it is true. Aim for fire. And they're dipping their bows in the fire once again, but you are standing there readying to take your shot. That's going to be the end of your turn.
Would I be able to put myself in a way that I'm either prone or slightly covered as I focus, or would that disrupt my focus?
I will say you can like take a knee and give yourself
I'll take a knee.
half cover.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. As you take a knee and just wait for when this next move action for your ship comes into play, being able to try and improvise a spell. That is going to take us to the White Cloaks. Marat and Luke take 2 normal shots at the boat, just hoping for the best. Marat hits with a 25. And Luke hits with a 23.
Jeez.
I need to hit the damage threshold. I do not with a 1. And I do not with a 4. As both the arrows bounce off, they go, I swear, we're usually quite a bit better than this. And Larry goes, no, you're not. You're usually this terrible. But the White Cloaks on the bank, the 4 that are in shooting condition, loose back their flame arrows and fire once more. 2 upon you, 2 upon the ship.
This is probably after the 8 hours from our original fight, so I have no more mage armor, I'm imagining. I cast it right as we approached Firebug.
You might be at the tail end of it, actually, but based on the timing I already had in my head,
Okay.
you're on the tail end of mage armor.
That's good news.
I know that by the time we got to the smithy, we didn't have time for a long rest.
Right,
But I know that sneaking
was
around
less than
town
8
and-
hours.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
also
yeah.
sneaking around town, right?
Yeah, you're just at the edge of it.
Okay.
First attack on you is a 20 to hit.
That hits. Is anything a disadvantage because I'm prone, or is that...
You have half cover.
You
I
have half cover,
Got it, perfect.
so it's plus
that
2 to your
hits.
AC.
That hits, yeah.
The other one is a 19 to hit.
That also hits.
Okay.
Bang, bang.
So, the damage on you... You take 10 points of fire damage.
Oh boy.
Did you put yourself back up the hole?
Absolutely not.
He rolled terribly on
And 11 points of piercing damage.
He's done. He's dead.
Page is down.
You guys see Paige ready to channel and just falls as 2 arrows stick into the arm. The other 2 shots on the ship. That's cocked. Both hit. 23 and 25. I keep rolling 19s. Okay. The first one beats the damage threshold and does 13 points of damage to the ship. The second one does not meet the damage threshold.
Thank the Lord.
But you see Paige has fallen and is down on the ground. It is the boat's turn. Sails? You guys can, because I think you guys both have turns coming up shortly after this, so you can apply the actions that you would have done for the ship in this instance.
I won't because there's no one at the oars.
You can move half speed with the oars, I'm going to say. Because the wind is helping you a little bit, you can give yourself a little movement boost.
I'm not going to give up my action.
I'm not asking you to
Oh,
give up your
for the
action.
next-
You
oh.
guys, you guys both have turns about
yes,
to come
yes,
up.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
For
yeah,
the
yeah.
actions of the...
Because you got, it wouldn't be like retroactively taking away your turn. You do this, and then you can do whatever you want. So sails,
Yes.
40 feet.
40 feet.
At this point, the sails have caught. It looks like you're steady. You will not have to hold the sails after this.
Perfect.
And oars,
Four of
you
them, yeah.
you muscle up an extra 10 feet for
Nice.
oars.
So 5 lines.
But that means they have to go... It goes straight, right? Because we have
Goes
no one...
right into the ice, yeah.
2.
2, 3.
So yeah, I
Four.
won't actually if I'm knowing that like we're coming up on this quick, like I don't want to go too much faster. Unless,
yeah.
like,
I'm gonna say you hit that ice and it doesn't slow you down. This
Oh, okay.
solitary floating thing of ice. It's just
I
surface
didn't know
level.
if it was a Titanic floating
No,
sinking
It's
iceberg here.
splits apart. You're in a river.
Brad's like,
90% is, but that's a lot.
You're in a river. You're not in.
okay,
the ocean.
perfect. I'm just, just making sure here, Brad.
Does it take any damage?
That's such a good question.
It's called
we
silver
need to
tip.
ask.
It's made for this. Please.
No, you don't. You wait for him to remember.
It does not. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
There you go.
No damage to the hull. It is silver.
Yeah.
But the ship does move, and that does bring us to Lior.
Lior will look at Paige and will just let out a bellow and "Rah!" But he knows he's incapable. Says, "Dirk, do whatever you have to do," and he's just gonna run to the helm instead because he knows he has nothing that can help his friend. So he will run to the helm. And do what
Absolutely.
he can from there.
Cool. That takes us back to the top with Tala.
How big do these ice chunks look in front of us?
Make a perception check for me. I think you're close enough now that you can.
Some of these look like 30 feet by 30 feet, based on like what this
She's
is.
getting her quarterstaff javelin ready.
Hard to tell. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Oh no.
You
You're
can't
saying a
really
lot of
get
words
it.
for someone who's dead.
You see a lot of yeah. You see a lot of white covering up the blue and before you. This
Okay.
dark blue.
Okay. You're on the oars. You're on the helm. Does someone need to be on the sails?
No, the sails are now set.
They're
I was
set.
gonna say by Lior holding them in place for 2 turns. I'm gonna say
Okay.
that they're set.
Is there? I'm so sorry. I don't think I'm quite understanding the ship. Is there a reason we moved 40 feet and not 80?
Because no one was at the helm.
Okay, so someone has to be at the helm to get the double movement.
Yeah,
It's-
you know,
it's
I
'cause
don't.
it's an action,
Here's
it's
so
a
so
help.
here's what I'm
giving us this-
here's what I'm saying. I don't fully understand how that makes sense with the description of it, action economy wise, because like I don't understand how you being there would make it go faster necessarily. It's more. Hey, we're steering. We're trying to get lateral movement out of here. So any like movement, if you're trying to weave in and out, I'd say that would. You can add movement with the helm. If it's just straightforward movement, the helm doesn't really do anything for me.
Okay, and you've gone to the helm.
Yes.
So I will. I guess I'll remain at the ballista. I guess I'll aim for again the group of archers because they've got the fire arrows.
So
yeah.
it will take, because it is a heavy crank. It's not like a powder keg ball or something like that. It's a heavy crank with that. It would take a turn to reload.
Okay. There's 2 though. Is the other one?
No,
Oh,
there's
no,
no.
there's
This
not.
one only
There's
has
just
one.
one.
That's
because
a
the
that's a
2 doesn't
misprint by
make it.
that's a
Okay.
misprint by me.
Okay. A whole turn to reload.
It would take a whole turn. Yeah, it's a really really heavy crank.
There's all. How far away are the oars?
You can get to the oars. You have a big movement speed, and the ship's only 50 feet long.
Okay, so then I'll can I crank it and then run to the oars?
Sure, I'll say that. You can use the action to reload the ballista and then run to the oars with your movement.
This is just going to be very cartoonish. Tal running back and forth between the 2.
I love yes. Listen, you know I love cartoonish.
So as Tal's cranking, she's going to yell out, "Questioners! The only question I have is if you got hit with the ugly stick, because Dirk's got all the beauty in the family." I'm pulling.
Lior just winces. That's a lie.
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh no.
Morale. One of them starts crying and drops his bow. Yes, sure.
Cool.
Was that at Larry? Was that?
That
at
yeah, that was at Larry
Nice,
for
nice.
saying, "Oh, we're gonna torture you with the questionnaires." Tal shitting bricks,
Yes.
absolute bricks.
Cool.
The only thing she's ever been told growing up is the white cloaks are kind of assholes, but they deserve a grudging respect because otherwise they'll take you away and torture you to death.
Yeah.
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 You look in Larry's eyes and you see torture you to death. You,
Yes,
like in a
yes.
very real way.
Oh, 100%. So I imagine when Tal shouts that out at him, her voice is fully shaking, but still manages to crank it and run to the oars and get ready to help.
Crank that. Dirk.
I look around, I see Leor just raging at the helm, and there's nothing much I can do, but I'm going to run up to Paige and just see her on the floor and go, okay, you brought me back. I could bring you back. I could do this. And I'll just look around and go, okay, and I'll just kind of touch her forehead. No. Okay. And I'm just going
Swear
to
jar.
sit and I'm just going to concentrate for my full 6 seconds. And like slowly you're going to see like steam kind of come from my body as like I feel the one power. And I'm just going to put my hand like one on your forehead and one on like your stomach. And then like your skin will slowly get a little hotter and you'll start steaming too. And for the first time, I'm going to push that like fire or wind. Dirk doesn't know what this is, but he's heard people talk about it and he's feeling it. He loves fire. And he's going to burn 4 lay of hand points into you and bring you back to health.
And you just
Thank you, Dirk.
you come to seeing Dirk over top of you, and Dirk is like sort of steaming a little bit and looking like very confused. And Dirk, you quickly get a sense of, oh, this isn't fire. No, there's something else here. This isn't, huh? No, but all I do is fire. So, and you look and you see the steam coming off of you. You're like, there's got to be a better way. But you do manage to do this, and for the first time, see as your friend comes back to the first time you feel like, oh, I might have harnessed it. It's not just to destroy.
And I just look in Paige's eyes and go, oh, I did it.
That's what you see when you come back.
Paige's eyes like flutter and then snap open, and as she feels the power surge through her, this crazy smile appears on her face. And I'll wait for my turn.
Awesome. It's gonna be
Back to the oars?
Yeah. I don't. If I move it left, I'll run back to the oars.
sure, yeah. you can run to the oars. Larry gets up and just very like dramatically looks over and goes and just forgoes both shots and just takes one really dramatic high arcing shot up towards you. He's not aiming for the ship.
Yeah, fully.
What's the douche's
watch
name from Game of Thrones?
the arrow.
That-
Oh,
Ramsay Bolton?
Oh, such a good game.
I hate this guy.
The 2.
Good.
Wait, you know what this means? Is that when we meet this guy again,
He's gonna.
the 20s and 19s are coming out.
right
And he just misses with the shot as it thunks into the wood next to you, and like because of the angle it came down, it sinks like the shaft. It goes all the way through, and it's just like the feathering at the end that really holds it out. And he looks over at you and goes, "Good luck with the ice. I know your face now."
That shot was as short as your penis!
And he instantly like goes like full like Barry White. He's like, "In matters of love, I've never been called to the question." No, but he looks at you and goes, "You're not as cute as you think you are."
I look over at Dirk and like, I'm gonna die by torture.
That is the end of Larry's turn. Paige, it is your turn as you stand up and now see this flow of ice before you.
She'll stand up and say, "Thank you, Dirk. I think this is what I needed." And I'll just...
Yes?
Describe to me what flows you are trying to channel together?
I've foregone controlling water and air. I am now doing fire and air as well, but the more impactful of it. It's not pushing, it's pressure. I will channel those two in order to cause a concussive blow to push anything out.
Absolutely. So what I need you to do is roll effectively a spell attack.
I need to stand up, but I can't stand up.
Okay.
Stay in the camera.
I'm going to use a level 2 slot, if that makes any difference.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It certainly does.
A level 2 channel. Better than a level 1.
Correct. It's not cocked. It's a 15.
15.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
That's a really good spell modifier.
With a 15, as you go and you weave together, and like part of it is just like you're improvising, but you're just pulling from like the thing is the way that you have channeled is a lot of improvisation. You come up with spells that you manifest this weird storm of echoing voices that like no other person in training with you was really able to even perceive of. And you have always picked up magic the way it started, from the street. And you thinking back to last night, seeing just eruption after night flower, after concussive force go off with Brodine's illuminations, you go, I can picture a way to do that if I just concentrate and explode. And with a 15, I'd like you to roll me 4d8.
Use the good ones.
Pick your two favorites.
I only have 2. Do
Favorites.
you want me to pull out the metal
Top
dice?
2 favorite d8s.
3, 3, 7, 8.
Okay.
We have-
15, 21.
That's correct.
With 21 points of force damage, actually. I don't think it's necessarily fire, because
Okay.
the thing with the channeling and separating these different flows and these different weaves, once you combine them, it creates something wholly different. And so just the full compressed air that you spark off with the exposure of hot to cold makes a lot of this ice shelf blow apart. Wow, this is so precarious. As you see, a path opens up with just a small gap that you will have to push through.
Okay.
H.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Roll a Constitution saving throw for me, if you don't mind. Insane. I built these, it's my fault.
Constitution saving is 13.
13, you feel a wave of lethargy sweep over you, but you manage to shake it off.
Okay.
That is going to be the remaining white cloaks. The one who is demoralized will not shoot. The other 3 will take shots at the boat, as you guys have all sort of wised up and are crouching. So 3 shots at the boat. Natural 1, natural 5, 19 on the dice.
Okay.
And the boat will take 11 points of
It
damage.
has just oh, no, it hasn't. It hasn't gotten on to 25.
No, we're just.
As it's just one
Just
section
over.
of it is
24.
still one section of it is starting to smoke a little bit, but as Paige erupts some of this ice, a splash of water emerges. On the boat's turn, and with the momentum you guys have, is there anything that you guys want to do to assist this one last funnel point that you have to break through a shelf of ice? I'm sort of extrapolating around because the only ones that can really reach you by the time your next turn comes around are the white cloaks who just acted.
No. I mean, we're just rowing. I have nothing.
I think if Paige saw that, Paige would still have the crazed feeling of having been injected with the one power. and turn around and catch Dirk's eye with a smile. And only Dirk will hear her say under her breath, "May the light protect you." And with the same hand that hurled the 1 power last time, a little spark will appear, very reminiscent of a firebug. And she will whip a tiny little fire bead that will travel, I have 120 feet, so I think it can go, and will chuck her first fireball in the center of all the white cloaks.
What?
Is that a improvised thing, or is that...
That is a spell that I've chosen to pick in a moment.
Unreal.
I didn't know you had fireball.
Nor did I. I did treat it like I had it, but they shot me.
I have to roll 3 dexterity saving throws.
That's correct, yeah.
Is
Or 4, I don't know. Yeah.
4, yes, there is a 4th one. He's just sad.
What's that?
This was just asking if you guys did anything to assist in the next round, so I'm going to tackle this.
Okay.
And then the other 3 of you guys can do what you want to do to help the boat. 2 of them succeed, and 2 of them fail.
Okay.
Roll thy damage, sir.
That's they're all dead.
8d6.
Yeah.
I'll take...
Do you need some?
Yes, I will take 3, please.
Yeah, give them your kids.
Send them off to camp.
Ah, feels good.
That's a lot of...
2 1s. 2 3s. We got 8. Got 10. Got 20. 25 damage.
Okay.
25 damage.
12 for 2, 25.
There is a huge blast as one of the ones who manages to avoid is the one who is already sort of cowering on the ground with an injury through the leg, but that is enough to take it over the top for that one, as there's just the smoke clears and there's just one who is like very, very horrified and hanging onto an ice shelf that is rapidly breaking away and falling into the river, as there's no remaining sign of most of the other ones. You see one of them is blown back a little bit, and you just look back at the dock, and right before like the snow sort of obscures your view, you see Larry Talon, questioner of the Hand of the Light, look you in the eyes and mouth so clearly that you can read it even from this great distance and in this turbulence, just going, "You will burn as they did, Tarvalon Witch." And then snow takes his features from you.
I will collapse onto the deck, crying as I cover my ears.
What are you guys doing as you rapidly approach this point?
Row in the boat. Row in the boat.
I imagine we're trying to pick up as much speed as possible to be able to run through that as clearly...
Oh my god, yeah, you can action search for a Richard Simmons moment.
You're gonna go for it, man. Like
100%. You guys are manning the oars.
Yes. Yeah.
Tal, anything you would like to do?
Tal was going to be real dumb, but she does not want to risk it not working and being captured by a Children of the Light questioner that she just spent the last 5 minutes taunting. So she's gonna row as hard as she can with a fear in her eyes that Dirk has never seen.
And Dirk, that might be what makes you go double time, and you quickly shove Tal over to roll with Lior's side, which would usually be strange. Usually Lior would be on the one side, but you still feeling that fire in your belly currently and still feeling, I can do good right now, move with like an unnatural strength as you propel, matching the strength of Tal and Lior, adding 30 feet to the movement, giving you guys a movement of 70. I would like someone to roll a Constitution saving throw for the boat.
I've been rolling like caca today.
Yeah, I will do it.
I believe in you. Hey.
Oh, yes. 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
Very nice. It's only going to take half damage from the impact.
Nice.
Have the boat paper. Or do I have the boat paper?
You have the boat paper.
Oh.
And half damage is enough to take it underneath
Yeah.
the damage threshold at a 9 as you blast through this last vestige of ice with the sounds of alarm bells once again ringing, and you see another group of white cloaks now running off in fear to try and skirt away from any emerging guards. As you look and you see, and Dirk, you celebrate this moment of victory and celebrate the life that still surrounds your friends, and look and turn around and see fear in Tala's eyes, still a stoic silence in Lior that is carried over from last night, Paige holding her head and crying, and looking back into the dim light. Only you, with your unnaturally attuned eyes, can see your brother, who just looks at you off in the distance, and then his face just drops.
I'll look stern and just wait until all his features fade, and then when no one's looking, just go.
And that's where we're going to end for tonight's session. You guys made it. You guys made it out of... Remember, when I said, hey guys, definitely no later than session at 10, we have to be out of the city.
Yep.
And here we are, session 11, and we made it.
There you go.
You guys...
I was worried about that when Paige went down. I
yeah,
was really worried about
that was very scary.
Super worried about that.
You guys escaped the...
I stood up. I'm not supposed to be standing up yet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I really upset.
We're all trying to release some energy here. You guys made it out. You investigated in the city. You chased down Tal's goals and found a new one for Tala to try and, rather than join the family trade, rebuild the family. You, quite honestly, didn't really pursue any of Paige's aims.
She wanted a coat so badly.
No coats for Paige, just one coat. Lior found and then lost a sense of home, and Dirk, fraught as his situation may be, channeled for the benefit of others for the first time. I think you all did a pretty good job, and leaving the city, you guys all level up. We're gonna be level 6 next time.
Give me 7, right? Woo!
No, don't try and trick me. You had me there for a second. So we're going to give you guys till next session to pick what you want to do, if there's anything special, and we'll start off with rolling some hit dice.
Can't wait.
Awesome. That was a blast, guys.
That was super awesome.
All right, well, if you're still with us, thank you so much for watching this thrilling naval escape. And if you want to find out what happens next with this crew as they journey west and northward towards Stedding Jinsoon, towards a town whose name I made up on the spot and don't remember, it's okay, we're going to get to it later, and towards the mysterious force of this so-called dragon's army in the north, you could tune in next week, next Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Until then, my name is Brad, and this has been Who's Taking Watch? The Dragon's Might.
Oh, man. I feel dirty.